Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevapasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The wrong search for truth is always with one condition. That's why it's called the wrong search. The search for truth always happens with this one condition, and this one condition makes it wrong. What is it? I want to save the I and know the truth. Again, all search is with this condition. I want to know the truth. I want to know God. That wrong notion goes right till the end. Because it started with that fundamental condition. And this fundamental condition will be the last one to go. So what is it? The search for truth which makes it wrong is, I want to know the truth by saving myself. I want to save myself and know the truth. For the very I is the hindrance to the truth. Very I is the very I is the hindrance. The very I, the ego. This kind of truth, a logician will not accept. A logical person will not accept this kind of a solution to the truth. Why? What is the use of knowing the truth that annihilates you? What is the point of knowing the truth that is annihilating me? What is the point of the truth? Are you able to follow? You ask any philosopher from the West, they will say this search is a madness. This way of knowing the truth is madness, because the I has to be present to know that. No. The I has to be there. Those who seeking the truth tries to preserve the I so much so that the I can know the truth. Are you able to follow? The I can know the truth. The I cannot know it. What value is there when you lose yourself completely? What is the use of that knowing where you are going to lose yourself totally, completely? So it is almost like self-annihilation. This looks like Atmahatya. Then the Atmahatya he spoke about in Mantra 3. He said, this is the actual suicide, not what you criticized me as in Mantra 3. Remember in Mantra 3 he spoke, all are committing suicide. He'll turn back and say, no, we are not committing suicide. You are the one who is committing suicide, because the I is getting annihilated. So Sohamasmi. The annihilation of the I is never a path for. The annihilation of the I can never be the path. The disappearance of the I and the disappearance of the object. We think the object will disappear and the I can see the disappearance of the object. Are you able to follow the mistake? Everybody believes the I can exist and the I that is existing can see the disappearance of the object. How can it possible? Because the very I is the object. So you cannot keep that and object. That's why when they say, I am seeing God everywhere and all, Upanishad will laugh at this statement and say, you are in hallucination. You are imagining something. For you cannot see God and all like that. I see God in the trees. Upanishad will say, learn to see the tree. That's all. Simply see the tree. Don't try to see God in the tree. What is this drama you are doing? We will look back and say, you are doing the drama, not me. So, we and the Upanishad can never have a conversation. So, we will be talking from our side. The Upanishad will be talking from their side. It's like the railway lines never meeting. When you look at the railway line, it looks like it is meeting somewhere, no. But the reality is what? It simply doesn't meet at all. That is why all the notions of knowledge, we call it as ignorance, because the I needs to be present to know that. The I must be there. Sir, I pochina apra yaar paakranga? Who's there to see the truth? Now remember, Maitreyi asking Yajnavalkya in the Brihadaranyaka. Now he's saying all that is gone. Now dramatizes. Brihadaranyaka dramatizes it. That's why we say Brihadaranyaka is a commentary on Isavasya. Because Maitreyi there dramatically asks this question, which we all want to ask. Now Isavasya is not there to answer. So on behalf of Isavasya, Yajnavalkya says, I will answer you, Maitreyi. What is the question that Maitreyi asks? When all the instruments of knowing is gone, then who will know the truth? When all the instruments are gone, who will know it? Because I cannot conceive of knowing without a knower. That's a dilemma of the intellect. The knower has to be there to report the knowing. Here, the knower is dissolved. Who is reporting? The yaar solranga idha. How will I? Maitreyi asked Yajnavalkya. The wife is asking the husband this question. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad of the same Veda. For 100 pages, you will find Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In the same Vedic book, first will come Isavasya. You turn over 100 pages, Brihadaranyaka will start. And all the words that he has picked up here, in topic wise, Brihadaranyaka explains. 300 mantras. 300 mantras to explain this. And the commentary of that Brihadaranyaka Upanishad runs into hundreds of pages. Where do you even understand that? Are you able to follow? So, what is he teaching here? Who will know? Yajnavalkya answers. And we all know the answer, isn't it? Question we don't have, but answers we know. Yeah, that is our problem. Shankar, what is the answer? Yes, what is the answer? Wise man, I am asking Shankar, he is not staying quiet. Who did I ask? Shankar. Who is replying? All aikyam rendu perkum, isn't it? So much of oneness. Ungle getta. Correct then? Yeah. Swayam prakashate atma. Wow. Answer is known even before the thirst is there. That's why the food is so redundant. The food is so redundant because there is no hunger. The food is meaningful only when there is hungry. There is no hunger, but the 7-course menu, I don't know, 5 course, 7 course, 15 course, I don't know, whatever be the course, the whole table is spread with 700 items, no hunger. That 700 items will be like running away from it, isn't it? Swayam prakashate atma. Answer is correct. Wise man. Correct. Right answer. Swayam prakashate. Light that is in need of a light is a vicious cycle. A light that is in need of another light will be in need of another light, will be in need of another light. You go back. You will, where do you stop? That's why the Guru here says, don't get trapped in that logic, because it is It reveals itself by itself. He am I. Soham asmi. It revealed itself by itself without the need for any instrument. Because any instrument based knowledge is through the I, and any knowledge that you get through the I is ignorance. That's why the Shastric knowledge also they call it as ignorance. Mundakopanishad. Para and Apara Vidya. Lower knowledge and higher knowledge. What a strength it must have to call itself as lower knowledge. At least it should say all other books are lower except me. No. The Veda doesn't say that. The Veda says it is all inferior, including me, because what I am saying is a word. And word is not that. When silence is uncomfortable, you speak words. Words are to take away the discomfort of silence. Rajshankar, what to do? Very statement are coming, isn't it? He's saying, sir, you are only making statement. Isavasya is only doing that. No. Isavasya is only saying make statements. Somebody will come and explain. Sir, in the retreat you said that no answers. You should go and ask the person who did the retreat. So blanket stopping. Because whoever made Isavasya is saying that no, how can you ask me what Isavasya says? Are you able to follow? What did I say just now?
Silence is uncomfortable. Is uncomfortable.
Yes. Words are used as a filler because the silence which is the truth is uncomfortable. Another quiet we become restless. Phone, light, something. Solitary confinement is the easiest way to make a person insane, isn't it? Why do they give solitary confinement? Because a person becomes insane very fast. Upashik student will pray, take me to solitary confinement. Take me to solitary confinement. He am I. He am I. The I that doesn't require anything else. So what is the knowledge now? What is the ignorance? The wrong search for truth. Always with one condition. What is the condition? I should see God. தூரக்கு இருந்து பார்க்கலாம், கிட்டக்கு இருந்து பார்க்கலாம். இல்லையா? That's why the saint said, at least I'll be the first stone in the Tirupati, where I'll be seeing God all. But don't make me one with God, because that I is more entertaining than seeing God is more entertaining than Upanishad says, no. What you are seeing is not what it is. If what you are seeing is not what it is. Therefore it says, I want to experience God. I want to know the truth. I want to experience the truth. The truth and I cannot coexist. God and I cannot coexist. So much of effort, so much of practices to neutralize the I, revelation happened. Are you able to follow? Efforts is always to neutralize the I. You don't have to make an effort for revelation to happen. Make an effort, neutralize the I, revelation happened. So, he am I. He made the statement of revelation. Mantra 17.
Vayudanilamamritam bhasmat tadgum shariram Om Krato smara Kritagum smara Krato smara कृतनुं स्मर वायुरनिलममृतमथेदं भस्मात्तद्गुं शरीरम् ॐ क्रतो स्मर कृतनुं स्मर क्रतो स्मर कृतनुं स्मर.
Now this breath be returned to immortal air. This body be reduced to ashes. O mind, remember what has been done. Remember. O mind, remember what has been done. Remember. 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 Till the last mantra he doesn't stop the complication. At least after realization he should make it simple. No. Further more complication. Remember. 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 EMI la solliyachu, drama is over, realization has happened. Now he is saying remember. 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 We'll see that also. We have to give some meaning to that also. No. We have taken upon the Upanishad never asked for all this, but it's self-assumed responsibility. That Upanishad has to be explained. So, this also will be explained. Om. Nowhere you will find Om in the middle of the Upanishad. Right in the middle of something, the Om comes. These are all subtle indicators. Om never comes in the, even in the few Upanishads that we study, you will never find Om. Either Om will be in the beginning, it is always in the beginning of a mantra, and then it will end. In the middle you will never find Om. Now what is he saying here? Om. Remember. 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 If mantra 1, 2, 3 up to 16 is very easy to interpret, the 17 is remember. Remembering what? He is so relaxed, looking at the past, he is laughing. Exactly like after the marriage is over, you will sit and talk about what all happened, no? Correct? Have you ever observed it? You will actually talk about the event, remembering the event only, you find something, isn't it? So what is he saying? Remember, remember, remember. He is laughing at his own mind. Laughing at his own mind. What is the laughter? The past foolishness is being remembered. Understand? By saying remember, 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 he is giving us a method. He is not remembering. He is giving us a method. What is the method? Remember what all you have been doing for so long. இதுக்கு தானே. To come to this point, how easy to have come here. இதான் லாங் வைண்டிங் பார்த்து முடிஞ்சிடுத்தீங்க. Concluded, isn't it? So easy to have come here. Such a wonderful, blissful point to come so quick, so fast. Unnecessarily you have been circling around for so long. Remember, remember, remember. Not remembering realization. He's not saying, oh, remember that you are realized. Remember that you are realized. That is not that. Remembrance of what? The falliness of the past. And how do you remember the falliness of the past rightly? When you can laugh at it, you have understood it rightly. Always understand. Laughter is the indication of wisdom. Again I repeat. Another statement. Laughter is the indication of wisdom. You know how much of hard work I have done, and you are feeling that pressure even now. There is no wisdom. What is wisdom? You can laugh at your past. How do you say wisdom means laughing at your past? When you are a child, you stole a mango from the neighbor's garden. You are a kid. The stolen mango is tastier than the bought mango. Yeah, because there is no effort of you, isn't it? Because stolen mango goes in with a lot of tension, isn't it? Your parents should not see. The owner should not see. The gardener should not see. And all your friends as a teamwork should cooperate, because one fellow will hit the stone, another fellow should catch the mango, and all should run. What a joy it gives, that stolen mango. Is it a right act to steal like that? Is it right to steal like that? Yes or no? How can you steal? You should not steal. But how would you look at it now? How would you look at it now? Will you go back and say, I'm sorry, I stole that mango from you. As a prashchitta, I will give you 1,000 baskets of mango. Then I find out that person is dead and gone. Now I don't know what to do. So the golden mango, I will give it to somebody. If you are doing all that, it means you have not outgrown. So when you outgrow that, you only dismiss it. You only laugh at it. Because the sage is laughing here. Understand that. Enlightenment is bliss. So after the bliss, he will not say, remember and all. He is in such a bliss. He is laughing. Laughing at what? Laughing at his past. When he is laughing at his past, he is teaching us. What? Learn to laugh. Learn to laugh. That's why Krishna. No gods laughs. Only, you see all gods, they will be very serious, isn't it? Can you ever conceive of a Jesus Christ laughing? If you see Jesus Christ laughing, you will lose all respect for him. Because he has to be in the cross, hanging for eternities, for us. You cannot, a laughing Christ is not acceptable. A laughing Rama is also not acceptable. Because Rama also has to be very, very serious. Even his wedding photograph, he looks very serious. Photographer is saying, smile, 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 photo smile. Rama doesn't know how to smile. Because religion has become a serious affair now. This transformation, this growth, what a struggle. This person is laughing. Puridappa? Krishna. That is Krishna. That's why in the movies they will show him laughing in inappropriate moments also. Isn't it? It means what? Life is a leela, a game, a sport. It's leela, a game, a sport. There is no winner there, there is no loser there. That is the laughter. Where there is no winner, there is no loser, life is so game-like. Where there is a winner and a loser, game is it's no more a game. Isn't it? There is no more a game. That's why in the tennis also they define it as 2 eras, isn't it? Professional era, they will say. Professional era is the death of tennis, isn't it? Because it became a competition now. Before that it was just no winner, no loser. Where there is no winner and loser, both will laugh. Both can congratulate. Both can congratulate. If that person scores a good point, this person can congratulate. If this person scores a good point, that person will congratulate. What a beautiful way of living. Remember. Remember means remember to come to a lifestyle like this. Now the third lifestyle is introduced. The moonavathu lifestyle. First lifestyle is what? Na mama. Burdensome it is. Second lifestyle. I am not the doer. Is there the third lifestyle? There is a third lifestyle. The lifestyle of laughter. You laugh. Each and everything you smile because it has no meaning. Laughter means You are seeing it as so meaningful where it has no meaning. You laugh. Be careful not to laugh at others. Laugh at your past. That is very third lifestyle. Not to laugh at others. Laughing at others is egoistic again. You are not laughing at others. You are laughing at your own past. Because what a drama the mind did. What a natak it was doing. How much it was trying to dominate, cry, suffer, hopes, expectations, yoga, karma, bhakti, jnanam, what all drama it did. All that it is remembering. And saying what? Foolishly, I was trapped in all that for so long, where the truth is always in front. What was there in front, straight, took me so long to reach. One lifestyle, இன்னொரு lifestyle, எல்லாம் பண்ணி தலைவலி வந்து migraine comes, hair is falling, but nothing is, no transformation is happening. That is the remember. It's a beautiful joke. Because the whole spiritual path is a joke, he is saying. Look at that. This is Advaitam. The whole spiritual journey is a joke. Because where is the path when you are the destination and it is there always? Where is the path to it? So what is the joke here? The very spiritual path is a joke. It means don't get involved in the spiritual practices. That is the caution. When you are doing it, don't get involved. Don't take it too seriously and all. Because the ego is committing the same mistake. Ego takes everything seriously. That's why it is in this condition. The path to liberation also the ego will take it seriously. Then you are caught in the trap. So what is the third lifestyle? Laughter. Laugh. Have a belly. That's the laughing Buddhas. The 3 laughing saints story. Laughing Buddhas. People used to have that in their houses. Vastu dosha, they said. Isn't it? If you have Vastu dosha, put 3 laughing Buddhas in the house. All the evil in the house will go away. Where is evil there? There is no evil in the house for it to. 3 laughing saints. Wherever they go, they had only one message. They will stand in the middle of the market and they will start laughing. The laughter becomes so infectious, by everybody around will start laughing. The tension in the market goes away. It becomes a celebration. And then they move on to the next village, the next market. That's their whole life. No lectures, no nothing. Simply laughing. Of the 3, one died. Somebody has to die, no. Of the 3, one is dead. The whole town was in melancholy, sorrow. And they are looking at these 2 people. At least they thought now they will cry. No crying. They are still laughing. They said, why are you laughing now? At least mourn now, no. Why are you laughing? We are celebrating this man's victory. We took a bet, who will die first? The bet amongst the 3 is, who will die first? This man won the race and we are celebrating victory. They said, you people are really mad. Really, really insane people only this is. No sanity at all in all these things. Okay, at least you guys are mad. Let us do when the man is alive, we will not bother at all. We will not give a glass of water. After the person is dead, we will give everything. Gold for what? So he said, now that man is dead, at least let us do the rites properly. So they said, yeah, please do. But this man had a last wish. What is the last wish? Burn him as he is. Don't bathe, don't do anything. Burn him as he is. He said, what kind of a wish is that? To say, burn him as it is. But since they have never asked for anything in their lives, the village thought, let us at least do this. They lit the fire to the body. He has hidden so much of crackers inside the body. When the fire touched the body, Diwali started. Sorrow is gone, melancholy is gone. The whole town started enjoying the fireworks. Enjoyment. There's another lifestyle. Of the three lifestyles, first we said only two, no. And then we said finally we are going to have anticlimax. We said that also in the very first stage because I know what I am going to say, no. Because I've prepared a script for me, isn't it? So what is that? The third lifestyle. What is the third lifestyle? A life of joy. That is the life of a spiritual aspirant. Joyful life. Tapas is not misery. Spiritual sadhana is not a pain. It's joy. Yeah. Because it's going back home, no. Isn't it? When you sit in the flight back to New York, joy, isn't it? Because it's going back home. How can it be painful? So, enlightenment is returning home. So, every step you are getting closer to home, there is joy. There is joy in it. There is no. That's why they say tapas. I have done lot of tapas. Upanishadic person will say, you have not done anything. That's why you are talking this language. If you have done true tapas, you will play the flute. You will dance. You will sing. Even though Taya Takan Guicha Guda. Asing Maranda Guda, still it is a dance. It is a song, a flute. When all gods are known by the destructive weapon, Krishna alone is known through flute. Wherever you see a flute, you understand it as Krishna. Joy. Because will you be miserable going back home? Going away from the home is miserable. That is ego. Going back home is always joyful. Remember the folly of the past. This is the second line of the mantra. Now we come to the first line of the mantra. Let my prana merge into now this breath be returned to immortal air, this body be reduced to ashes. This body be reduced to ashes. This is the state of samadhi. Samadhi is, have you ever, I think you all would have observed, the graveyard of the saint is called samadhi. The graveyard of a saint is called samadhi. Where we all go, that will not be called as a samadhi. That will be called a sudugadu, isn't it? Sudugadu means where you will be burnt, that's all. Where the saint is, that's called a samadhi. What is the difference? There is a difference between the two. And we have not even observed this difference till now. Isn't it? What is the difference? What is the difference? You go there, you see the joy of life. So samadhi is a joy. It's not graveyard. That's why I used to always wonder why their place is called samadhi. Because samadhi means graveyard. Another word for samadhi, samadhi. Another word for samadhi. Samadhi means where no more whys about life. Why it is happening to me is stopped. Are you able to follow the second meaning? Ego always asks this question. What is the question? Why me? Why only me, sir? When everybody else is happy, why only me in suffering? And how do you know others are happy? Because they are all partying, they are all shopping, they are all going for movies. So everybody is happy, while you alone is sitting in misery, crying. Why me? Why me? Why me? The doubting mind stops there. Why me stops there. Are you able to follow? The why me is stopped. The why me is stopped. To an extent where when the body is burnt, the person is saying all this when conscious. The person is saying all this when conscious. From this mantra, the tradition of initiating sannyasa came. We won't know that. Most of you won't know that. From this mantra, the tradition of initiating a person into sannyasa came. Not in the way that nowadays people initiate. In the olden days, the funeral pyre will be lit. And the person will be made to lie on the wood. And the Guru comes and lights the fire. And he says, you are dead. Get up. The person gets up. Completely transformed. That's a ritual. Looking at that only we all want to run away, isn't it? Looking at that, who wants to go and lie down consciously? Who wants to lie down consciously and say, let the body goes back to elements. So symbolically, in the Hindu culture, this mantra will be said during the funeral ceremony. They go and tell the fellow in the ear, they will say something in the ear. No. What are they saying in the ear? This element should go to this element. This element should go to this element. This element should go to this element. You have been using it for a while. Now that it is over, it is respectively going back. Symbolically, one instrument is said, prana. Are you okay till now? And let it be reduced to ashes. Let it be reduced to ashes. Ashes symbolizes purity. Ash. Ash means pure. You know that? You didn't know that, no? Ash means pure. Because anything that gets into fire gets purified, and what is left behind is the ash. So the purest thing that you get is the ash. Body reduced to ashes. That's why symbolically we have the ash as the prasad. Symbolically. It is not to sit and cry, oh, one day I will also be turned into this ash. Not this ash. Yeah. Who wants to be this ash? Not this ash. Original, the proper ash. What is the proper ash? Anything that comes in contact with fire turns into ashes. Are you okay till now? There is a uniqueness to it. The fire dies, the fuel dies, the fire dies. What is left behind is ash. Again I repeat. The fuel is consumed. After consuming the fuel completely, what is left behind? Because the fire also extinguishes itself. So when both are extinguished, what is left behind is the ash. That is the prasad. Yajñasishta shinashantaha. Bhagavad Gita, he says, remnants of sacrifice. They attain immortality, he said. Those who consume the remnants of sacrifice, yajñasishta shinashantaha, they attain immortality. We spoke about samadhi. There are two kinds of death. In one death, the gross body goes subtle body moves to another body. Samadhi is a different kind of death where the gross body is there, subtle body is gone, wiped out. All Sanchita, this is why it's called Samadhi, another death. There are two kinds of death possible. So all along you all have been cheating us. You never taught. All this wasn't told, or you have been cheating till now. Or you will follow two kinds of death. One is the death of the body and the subtle body traveling. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Again birth, again death. Again birth, again death. Samadhi is another kind of death. What is another kind of death? The body, gross body is there. Subtle body is gone. Now the gross body is also going back. Where will the gross body go? To its respective elements. Let prana merge with prana. Depending and relying on the I lived a life. Remember that. What a joke it was. What a joke it was, isn't it? It's like the child actually believing Spider-Man will come and save. The child actually believes Spider-Man will come and save. The reality is there is no Spider-Man. After growing up, what will you do about that situation of yours? You will laugh at it. No, that's all, isn't it? I thought He-Man will come and save me once. Because Appala Spider-Man, there was one He-Man. Does anybody remember that He-Man? Oh, you'll be waiting. He-Man is one. You see that today it's a tin metal crap it is, isn't it? Oh, at that time, He-Man. He's going to come and so any problems in life, just to close the eyes and say, He-Man. Now you don't. Now what do? Will you say how foolish I was? Will you say that? You only laugh at it. Because that's the indication of growth. Are you able to follow? You can only laugh at it. You only laugh at it. The original death has happened. What people call as death is a joke. Death of the body is a joke. Elements staying together for a while in one form, going back into another form. There is no death. So what you call as death is the joke. The real death is samadhi. That's why in this culture we don't worry about death at all. Because there are two possibilities. Either one you take. But death as said we don't worry at all. Death as said we don't worry at all about death. Not nowadays, because nowadays we are so. Yeah. Have you ever observed all worries and anxieties is because of a perceived death? Wherever you see a perception of death, you will get worried. Wherever you perceive death, you will get worried. The house is burnt, you start worrying. Why? Because there is nothing to preserve you, protect you, you will die very soon. Wealth is gone, you feel so tensed. Why? Because death is. Are you able to follow? Worry and anxiety is nothing but worrying about death. Here there is no worry about death at all. Are you able to understand the difference now? You become somebody becoming bankrupt, you don't worry, no. You don't become anxious, no. The thought of you going bankrupt is so much of worry. Why? Because if you become bankrupt, no money. No money means no food. No food means death. So all worries and anxieties is so foolish because it's all about death. Upanishad says that kind of death is not the problem. That kind of death anyway will happen and you need not worry about it at all. But be careful as to die in samadhi. The Upanishadic vision is to die as in samadhi, not in the physical form. Therefore he says, let ashes remain, elements goes back to the elements. Vayuranilam amritam atetam bhasmantagum shariram om krato smara kritagum smara. Remember what? The man running, chasing. What you should remember? Diamond mine. Running for the diamond mine, eventually gotten. He ran for the diamond mine. What he got eventually?
Some honey.
One drop of honey. Look at that. What he ran for and what he ended getting. That remember. That you remember. You run, hoping diamond mine. Finally what you got? One drop of honey. And that drop of honey has a Maya Shakti. What is the Maya Shakti? Gives the hope. What? Diamond mine will come. The diamond mine will come. All that God has to do is what? Remove the rat, remove the lion, cover the pit. So what should God do? Chase the lion away, cover the pit, remove the rat. Honey bee should fly away. Honey should continue to drip. Let honey continue to drip. Let the bees fly away. Let all this go away. So what? With the honey, I will make diamond mine also as mine. Remember how foolish it is. And he is able to laugh at it. Remember. Have you ever observed? No amount of conflict can teach a human being what? The potential to create more. How much ever you go through trouble, you will know you have the potential in you to create more. From where is that potential coming from? Unexhausting potential it is. Isn't it? Unexhausting potential. One after the other, we can go on creating more. Suddenly, here the person has realized the uselessness of it and he started laughing. Remember. Second meaning of samadhi is, it is not all doubts are cleared, the doubting mind vanished. Always remember that. All doubts are cleared is not the vision of the Upanishad. The doubting mind vanishes. Because every piece of information, every piece of knowledge invariably will have a doubt along with it. When you give a knowledge, along with the knowledge, what is inevitable? A doubt. Doubt-free knowledge. What is oxymoron? Oxymoron. Because it cannot exist. So what is the second method? Doubtlessness in the mind is never possible. But no mind is possible. How to make it possible? Choose any one lifestyle. Of the two lifestyle, choose one lifestyle and stick to it and follow all that has been said. So what he means by samadhi here, the death is that death. Most of the interpretations talks about the death of the physical body. That is ordinary death. That's how we all die. This person didn't die like that. He had opposite death. That's interpret pandrom. We should study it like that. Mimamsa, we said no. All our death is natural. That's how we are all dying. He has a different death. What is the death? Death of the subtle body while the gross body is there. In our case, the gross body dies, waiting to create another body and enter. The mind keeps you in this difficulty. Always, whether it wins or loses, difficulty is the same. This is the mind. Like a joke we say, no. The mind decided to drink, will find a reason now to drink. Argentina won the World Cup. Reason to drink, because I am celebrating. Argentina lost the World Cup. To overcome sorrow, I am drinking. Whichever way you go, the mind knows how to keep the. How this person even conquered that is a miracle. How this person even overcome this is a mystery, is a miracle it is. And this person crossed that. This person has crossed it. So, we are talking about a new kind of a death which was unknown to us earlier. Absorbed in this process, the ego wants to know the truth. Read the poem. Absorbed in this process, the ego says, I want to know truth. I want to know God. Both cannot coexist. So, remember. When he is saying remember, he is educating us, remember. He is not talking about his remembrance. He is educating us on remembrance. What is the remembrance? Ego does not know how to laugh, or it knows how to mock at others and laugh. Again, ego doesn't know how to laugh, or the only way it knows how to laugh is mock at others. Here is a different kind of a laughter. The laughter of fulfillment. The joy of knowing the foolishness. When you know it is foolishness, you start laughing. You will not start crying. Or maybe you cry out of joy. Again. Maybe you cry out of joy. Vayuranilam amritam atetam bhasmantagum shariram. Remember. Mantra 18.
No.
Yes.
This previous verse, the mind is referring to. The mind is referring to the previous mantra.
Okay, in relation to the previous mantra, okay.
The mind is referring to talking the standpoint from the truth, right? And not the body, mind, intellect, embodied I, right?
When he says, he am I.
Not he am I. Oh mind, remember.
Yes.
He to the mind.
Yes.
And he is talking.
This mantra you said, okay.
Oh mind, remember.
Yes.
Mind, what he is referring to, is part of body, mind.
Yes.
But not, it's at the standpoint of the truth, or not the standpoint of embodied I.
It is the embodied I. There are only two. The I which has no body, the I which has a body.
Okay.
The I which has no body, that we don't know what it is. So that is out of syllabus.
At this point, he knows that, right?
What? Mind.
Yeah. Because 16 he realized. 17 is.
That's why I said remembrance means he is not remembering what.
Okay.
That's how the whole interpretation is. Remembering what? It's not your remembrance. It's not like how we remember. Our memory brings pain with it. Does your memory bring laughter or pain? His memory is different. He is laughing. Are you able to understand the difference? Our memories are always associated with pain and suffering. Here is a different, everything is ulta here. That's why we started by saying anything that you know, Isavasyopaniṣad is going to say exactly the opposite. It means all the concepts also. Are you able to follow, Prasad? So, remembrance as in, not the remembrance of misery, the pain. It looks at the pain and it is laughing at how it was imagining that there is pain. There is no pain. So, laughing at what? Laughing at the imagination. That's why I gave the example. Spider-Man will come and say, me, I see all the 4 versions of Spider-Man. How many versions? The child sees all the 4 versions. Okay. The child sees all the 7 Harry Potter series. It will take the pencil and it will start doing what?
Magic.
What it will do? What that fellow will say? Something he will say, no? What that fellow says? They say that no. Something he will say. It's gibberish. That's why you can't say. It's gibberish it is. Correct? It's gibberish. Zum, zam, zum. He will say. And then something happens. Now what the child does, the child takes it so seriously and it will do. Now the child has grown up. And the video is shown. Parent caught the video. After growing up, the video is shown to the child. What the child will, how you will look at that? How you will look at that? Will you say how foolish I was? Will you cry about that act of yours? You will. If you are crying means you are not seeing it rightly. You are not wise. You only laugh. Because suddenly, how come the pencil that you have become the magic wand? There will be a platform which doesn't exist, no? Platform doesn't exist. There is platform number 1, and then there is platform number 2, and then there is a wall. Correct? Correct? There is a platform number 1, and then there is a platform number 9 3/4. No platform there. Suddenly you go in, there is no wall. A train is there. Hundreds of people sitting, waiting to go to the where they are wanting to go. All gibberish, isn't it? No, none of this thing has any meaning. And yet, the child actually believes what? It's true. Isavasyopaniṣad says it very differently. The story of the 3 unborn children. In a city that never existed, there was a king and the queen. What you will not hear now? What you will hear? In the city there is a king and queen. What you will not hear? That never existed. In the city that never existed, there was a king and a queen, and they had 3 children. 2 never entered the womb, 1 never born. Now that you will not hear. So how you will hear now? A city, a king, 3 children, and goes on, he says. Are you able to follow? Now when you look at that, what will you do? You will laugh. Are you okay, Prasad? Let us remember it. Yes, Ash.
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, Prasad, yes.
Though you explained sequentially, but in verse it's not sequenced.
Yeah. Because that is mantra, that's Sanskrit language. That's why a mantra in Sanskrit language has to be
or something.
You have to break it up. How will you break it up? What is the technique called? There's a Sanskrit professor there sitting. Anvayam. So she is a Sanskrit professor. Anvayam. Each poetry, it will be mixed up. So for logical purposes, we try to do the Anvaya. How you do the Anvaya is dependent upon how much you have understood. How you do the Anvaya is dependent upon how much you have understood. Anvaya means how you split the words. Because it's poetry. Poetic words doesn't bother about the logical sequence. I rearrange it. That is why what they do, the mantra will be there, the anvaya will be there, and then the word meaning will be there. And then when we write it in English, we try to put it in a sequence. All mantras are like that. You will never find the original, and if it is written exactly in the way as it is written in Sanskrit, it will not look like English at all to us. Because imagine now, reduce to ashes, remember, oh mind, all this is jumbled up. That's how it is. Are you able to follow? So, original, idum eppodume maaridan. Are you okay?
Okay.
Oh, finally. How many times the final?
Isavasya, what's the name? How is
The name Isavasya. Without naming, we do not know how to identify. If you have to identify, you have to give it a name. So what they did, the first word of the Upanishad starts with Isha. Isavasyamidam sarvam. Since the first word starts with Isha, they started calling the text with the first word. Kene shitam patati preshitam manaha. It starts with the word Kena. Kena. Tamil Kena. Rajvel. Sariyana Kena pandrolla. Adhan adu. It's same, meaning marla. I'm not joking. But I don't know why you people are laughing. Kena Upanishad. The first word. Kena Upanishad. Katha Upanishad. It starts with a story. Since it starts with a story, it is called Katha Upanishad. There is no some name, which is because without naming. See, what you have to understand is, if you go and see the original Vedas, they will not say Isavasyam is starting here. So many mantras will be there. Suddenly there is this Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat, and then Isavasyam idagam sarvam yatkincha, and then the last mantra, and then something else will start. How to even know this portion is the Upanishad? So what these great masters do, they know what it is. They take it out, and when they take it out, they have to give it a name. So what they did, invariably the first word is kept as the name. You follow?
Even in excellent words, when we type, if you are not giving a particular file name, it will take the first two words of the...
Correct. It will do that. Correct. That's the easy way.
You are following Upanishad.
Correct. Word is following. Word is following. Yes, Ash.
In the story about the boy who stole the mango, and he felt bad about it and tried to
Yes.
atone for it.
Yes.
And then later on, you're supposed to laugh at that.
Yes.
Well, how does one not justify just stealing mangoes?
Yes.
Afterwards, if you're supposed to laugh.
Yes. See, what he is asking is about the boy stealing the mango. And then he laughs. The boy steals the mango and then he is laughing. That laughter is because of the growth. He has outgrown childhood. Because of the fact that the childhood is outgrown, he is able to laugh at it. So it is the growth that gives you the privilege to laugh. As long as you have not grown, you have to do atonement. You have to do atonement because you have not yet grown. What gives you the privilege to laugh? The fact that you have outgrown the childhood. That's why now as an adult, from this grown stage, you are looking back and laughing. Does it make sense? Yeah.
So if you won't
Yes.
steal again,
Yes. Exactly correct.
Thank you.
Thanks. Where are we now? 18th mantra. Murshulla Upanishad. 18th mantra.
अग्नेनय सुपताराये अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वयुनानि विद्वान् युयोध्यस्मज्जुगुराणमेनो भूयिष्ठां ते नम भुक्तिं विधेम. Agnenaya supataraye asman vishvani deva vayunani vidvan yuyodhyasmajjuhuranameno bhuyishtam te nama uktim videma.
O Agni, O fire god, O Lord, knowing all deeds lead us by the good path to wealth. Remove us from crooked sin. We offer thee many words of salutation. We offer thee many words of salutation. Remove us from crooked sin. Lead us by the good path to wealth. Mahagrida kasya svidhanam. First mantra. And we are so eloquent. Mahagrida kasya svidhanam. What is the wealth? Whose is the wealth? And etc. All that. Now he is saying good path to wealth. Feel, I think, why we are even studying this? Lead us to wealth. What is he saying again? In life, you can have two paths. Two elements indicates that. Water element indicates a path. The fire element indicates another path. Two elements can be seen as indicators of two paths. The path shown by the water is going down always. The path shown by the fire is always upwards. Symbolic it is. Symbolically we are saying. Are you able to follow? Two paths. The path shown by the water, the path shown by the fire. What is the difference between the two? Even if you hold a candle upside down, the flame will still be up only. So there is always something that will take you upward. There is always that will take you something downward. What is the wealth? The fire path is the wealth. Not the wealth as in material wealth or anything. Here the wealth means the path of the fire. That's why he says, O fire god, Agni. That's the clue. Because Agni is going to burn everything. Now, what is the wealth that you can ask from fire? But then he is giving it's a different meaning. What is a different meaning? To go down is natural to one. To go up is natural to another. And all religions worship fire. Not only Hindu religion. All religions worship fire. For those who seek the higher path, fire is their symbol. There are reasons why fire is being worshipped. If you worship fire in the winter time in the Himalayas, in Alaska, it is meaningful. Why worship fire here? Because here we should be worshipping air conditioning. No. Isn't it? Wherever people worship only fire. Why? Because whoever wants to grow into higher dimensions, higher growth, what is indicating? What helps them? Fire. Therefore, O fire god, O Agni, O Pushan. So all are very similar. In fact, it is the same. The beauty of life is when you are trying to move upwards, you will start going inwards. Always it happens. The person who goes into the higher dimensions will actually start going inward. Extrovert, introvert. Actually the person will start going inward. It has a great beauty. Fire has a great beauty. What is the beauty? It saves the pure and destroys the impure. a lump is fed into the fire, gold comes out, the dirt is burnt away. It has a very unique quality. What is the unique quality? To destroy the impure and preserve the pure. That's why we worship. Edhuk fire worship pandrom idukosram da, not for any other reason. It will come and it will vanish. Have you seen fire in the Yajna Kund? Because all this is happening in front of the fire worship, Yajna Kund. The fire comes, glitters for a while and simply disappears. Disappears. What is the disappearance? Disappearance of the ego. It is there only for a short while and it simply vanishes. Even when it is there, it's kind of there. It is there. Even before you can actually see it, it just rises. Fire. Otherwise, why do they worship fire? And a very subtle reason also. This we said already. It burns the fuel and extinguishes itself. It burns the fuel. As the fuel is extinguished, what extinguishes along with it? It also goes. Therefore, they know how to make use of it rightly. And all these are prayers. All these are prayers. Remove. And in this culture, all elements are considered as God. All elements are considered as God because all are beneficial to us. All are beneficial. Second, it's a reminder that which is beneficial to you is godly by nature. Whoever has been a beneficiary to you, you will say he is a God, no? Correct? So whoever is a beneficiary, you will start addressing that person as God. Everything is so beneficial to you, you start addressing everything as God. So you see a tree, there is a sea God. You see a ocean, there is a ocean God. You see a river, there is a river God. You see a disease, there is a disease God. Why do you even have a God there? Because that also is beneficial to you. Imagine only life and no death. What will happen? Imagine. Life cannot exist like that. The life cannot exist. So life exists in these two. And here is a path beyond the two. Life exists in duality and we are seeking a path above duality. Anything is a God through whom divinity is remembered. Look at that. You don't see that person. You see the divinity is remembered. That's why we say it's an indicator of the divine. It's an indicator of the divine. And then he says, lead us to the good path. The only meaningful prayer that anybody can do is lead us to the good path, because no prayer is required to go to the bad path, isn't it? No prayer is required, because anyway by default we keep doing that only. So all prayer will be only lead us to the good path. Lead us to the good path. The ego has a way of tricking you into the unrighteous, making you to believe it is righteous. Ego has a unique method. It will drive you to the unrighteous and tricks you to believe it is righteous. Greater blinding darkness, greater than the blinding darkness. Blinding nu sollakudadhu, because there is no word like blinding. I say doesn't matter, use a new word, create a new word. Blinding darkness, greater than the blinding darkness, greater than the blinding darkness, greater than the blinding darkness. What is it? It can trick the unrighteous to be as righteous. Tamasic buddhi. We have seen that in Bhagavad Gita. The unrighteousness will be seen as righteousness. Please don't trick me into that. Please don't trick me into that. Lead us to the good path. Lead us to the good path. The prayer. With this we are concluding. What is the prayer? Let me become a dry fuel and not a wet fuel. Let me become a dry fuel and not a wet fuel. Wet fuel na enna varum, poga dhaan varum, isn't it? Only smoke will come. The dry fuel, just. So what is the prayer here? Lead me to this. Lead me to this. We offer thee many words of salutation is gratitude. We offer thee many words of salutation is gratitude. So what is he asking for the prayer? There are two types of fuel, wet and dry. If anything is wet and you try to light it up, what will come a lot? Smoke only will come, choking you. There is another kind of fuel, like camphor. You just go near that, it lights up. So he says, learn to become that. Learn to become that. The prayer is, people should become that. He is praying for us. Soham asmi, after what prayer? So the prayer is not, the enlightened person is not praying for oneself, he is praying for us. What is the prayer? Inga paathalu ore wet fuel arugudu. Let there be, wherever you see there is only wet fuel around, let there be dry fuel. Prayer is very significant. That's why it is always ended with prayer. Prayer is opposite of self-made man. Prayer is exactly the opposite. I am a self-made man, sir. Each and every brick in this house is my sweat. Is this, is that. Prayer is exactly the opposite. We depend on ourselves too much. We have great faith and trust in ourselves. So we believe we are self-made. You know what is the foolishness in this? This is like believing I am my father. I am not my father. I am created. There is a creator. Are you able to understand the difference? Self-made person is saying I am Swayambhu. Swayambhu means I came all by myself. What a foolish statement is to say that. Punis is saying, don't ever have this arrogance of self-made and all. For it is always provided. So prayer is a remembrance of that providence. Prayer becomes a remembrance. How to understand that? The living body drowns, the dead body floats. One of the Upanishadic example this is. The living body drowns, the dead body floats. In the struggle, it drowns itself. At some point of time, it drops that. What happens? It floats. He's saying float now. Why do you have to drown and then float unconsciously? You won't even know that you are floating. Clinging to our ego drowns us. That's the journey to hell. The road to hell is this. I can say myself. The road to enlightenment is what? All the hindrances are removed through the effort. The truth reveals itself. I only remove the hindrances, I remove. Revelation happens by itself. That is the prayer. From another angle, prayer is the acceptance of helplessness. When effort has reached its peak, helplessness appears. You don't make an effort to become helpless. When all efforts are exhausted, helplessness reveals itself. You have two choices now. You can cry or you can sit blissfully. Helplessness is a situation that life reveals to you often. Now you have two choices to deal with it. What are the two? You can sit blissfully or you can cry. Invariably, we cry. I am so helpless. I don't know what to do. Upanishad say, what a blessed state. Just be in that state. Just be in that state. That's all. Oh, why do you want to cry and pollute it? I will follow. Our helplessness always results in crying. This helplessness, the disc is removed. One helplessness drowns you. In another helplessness, the disc is removed. Prayer is not a claim. Prayer is not asking for entitlement. I deserve this, give. That is not prayer. It's not an announcement of entitlement. Prayer is what? An acceptance of unfitness. இனிமே என்னால முடியாதுப்பா அவ்வளவுதான். I can't do anything more than that. For I have done everything. What did I do? Removed the doership. What did I do? Removed the doership. I have put all the effort to remove the doership. To that extent only I can come. The next step is prayer. Waiting for revelation to happen. Waiting means we don't know how long. And when he say how long means not very long and all. He says Kshipram hi manushe loke. It happens so instantly, so quickly. The example is needle piercing the rose petal. How long it takes for the needle to pierce the rose petal? There's no time there. Lastly, prayer is not flattery to God. Sahasranama, flattery. And God will fall for that flattery. Since we all fall for flattery and do things, we also believe God also will do. Somebody praises me, I'll bend my back to do anything. So I think if I praise God, God also will do. Why? Because I can't think anything out of myself. Whatever I think, whatever I am doing is what I think it is. So what do? I believe God also will do that. That's why he says, prayer is not a asking. Prayer is not a beggary. It is a blessed state of helplessness. Not a suffering state. Prayer is a blessed state of helplessness. That is the golden disc, I tell you. That's the golden disc. And to get out of that golden disc, who's going to come and help the person? God only knows. That is such a divine state of helplessness. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om